What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. You already know who it is, or maybe you don't. It's your boy Marcus Hill from Up the Hill Fitness, where we train for the uphill battle of life. And I just got done training. I'm home. I'm about to go inside and get myself situated for the day. And I just wanted to hop on here real quick and share with y'all something that I've been implementing in my training right now that you could potentially benefit from, depending on where you're at in your journey. Is I call it cycling your exercise selection, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the appropriate term is auto regulation. So basically, you make the adjustments on the fly. So what do I mean by that? So last night I hung out. It was Friday, I hung out with my boy. We didn't do anything too crazy, but we chilled, and I stayed up later than I usually do. I stayed up till past 11 o'clock at night. Now, my body is on a clock. So, even if I don't go to bed on time, I usually wake up around the same times. So, I know already I'm going to wake up a little more fatigued. Now, fatigue is another conversation for another time, along with recovery, because, I wear the Whoop, I wear the Apple Watch, I track all that stuff. And sometimes, because I've been working out before this was even in existence, right? So sometimes my mentality kick in and I override what the Whoop might say. My recovery was 20-something% this morning. All right, whatever. I'm going to still get up and go get it, because it's a mentality. Now, old me, when I was young, I would go all the way in, pump no brakes and just hit the gas despite how tired I may have been. And that's why they say youth is wasted on the young. But this time around, as I've learned and as I've grown and become more mature, they'd be like, maturing than the gym is. I learned to say, okay, well, bring it back to today. I got up this morning. I was a little tired. I did my morning routine. I had my pre-workout. I had a little coffee. I did all that and, got right and got to the gym, started moving, doing my little warm-ups. And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm not going to do legs. I'm going to chill. And then I was like, nah, you know what? I am going to do legs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick and choose what exercises I do based off my program for today. And, I said, you know what? I'm going to dedicate the currency of energy I have in my bank to my compound movements, which was my pendulum squat and my barbell RDL. And then I did some accessory work like calf raises and some upper back work. And then I called it. Now, there were a few other exercises on that program for today, but I didn't do those. I said I will save those for potentially tomorrow, because I'm going to go in the gym tomorrow and do a little bit of cardio, and I can do leg extensions and hamstring curls before I do my cardio, because I'm not about to run a marathon. I'm about to just walk at an incline for 20 to 30 minutes. So, and I'll have more energy, so it won't really tax me tomorrow. It would actually help me recover, because I'm getting blood flow, I'm breaking a sweat, all that good stuff. We'll talk about that another time. But nonetheless, I just wanted to hop on here and give y'all a message from Marcus. You know what I mean? You can still show up in the gym and train for that uphill battle, even if you went out on a weekend and you may be a little more tired the next day. Just get your rest to the best of your capabilities. Make sure you're hydrated. Try to cut certain things off, like if you're drinking or something like that, try to cut it off about 2 hours before you go to bed. And just even when you get home, still do if you don't have a routine, but still do your nighttime routine. Get yourself into that rested state and go to sleep. And you probably won't wake up at your usual time if you have a scheduled time. And just really see how you feel. And based on how you feel, go in there and choose wisely what exercises you want to give your energy to. So I just wanted to hop on here and share that with y'all. And, hopefully this message reaches somebody and helps somebody. But other than that, y'all have an awesome weekend. And we'll get back at y'all. I'll get back at y'all next time, man. Keep training for the uphill battle of life. Keep climbing one day at a time, one grind at a time. And remember, you built for this. Peace.